I'm going to ask this question on behalf of my friend. She's European. She struggles with telling stories. And I keep telling her, every time you tell me a story, it feels like you're a reporter talking about something objectively about some other person. I never feel your inner pain. You might talk about something and then you jump right over all those parts. And I think culturally for her, the way she was socialized, you generally don't share these kinds of things. I've noticed also with some European countries, not all obviously, people aren't that open with revealing who they are or emotions.
Yeah.
And how does one person overcome that?
That's a great question. So first, let's start with, and as you know, but in Stories That Stick, I outline the 4 key components that are what make a story compelling, are what make them influential, that draw people into what I call the co-creative process, which is exactly what you want and where you want them. And emotion is a key component. And just as you said, it's not just your European friend, but this is one of the, as I see people on a storytelling journey, one of the first steps before they get all the way there is they do a good job of reporting, as you said, what happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, which isn't wrong, but without the emotion, you're really leaving a lot on the table. Here's the thing that I think is kind of a misconception when people think about storytelling and the need to be authentic and genuine and share pieces of themselves. That does not mean, like, emotion doesn't mean like being a contestant on The Bachelor, right? Like, you do not have to emotionally, the emotions that you're sharing do not have to be the deepest, darkest, private pieces of yourself. Emotion is simply, it can be one of the most basic feelings that people have. And emotion could be that's valuable in business is frustration, is like desire for, if you're a salesperson, it can be that, that agitation that comes with like solving the problem. It can be wonder and curiosity. It doesn't have to be revealing your broken childhood that has created the person you are today. Those stories are not required for you to be able to use storytelling as a strategy and develop it as a skill. You get full permission to, if you are not comfortable with sharing those with hardships or things that you haven't worked all the way through yet, or things that you just don't want to be known for, by all means, don't tell those stories. Like, you get to choose which stories you tell. And Chris, let's go back to a few of the stories that I told you here today. I told you a story about a 5th grade class assignment, told you a story about physics class. Now, it's not that I don't want you to know who I am on my deepest level, but it's just not relevant for what we're doing right here, right now. And so I think there is a lot of pressure when it comes to storytelling that these stories are, like, I can't even put it into words, that have that thing. And that's just not the case. A story needs to have emotion, yes, but it can be just annoyance that a system is inefficient, because we've all had those emotions before.
So you're saying that you don't have to have a lifetime story hallmark moment in every story that you share?
No, and that's the biggest problem. Like, that is what keeps people from telling stories, is they say, I don't have a story to tell because they haven't climbed Mount Everest or suffered from overcome a terrible illness or experienced great loss in their life. Like, those are not requirements to effectively use story.
Hi, my name is Greg Gunn, and I'm the producer of the Future podcast. And yes, we do have a podcast. In fact, we've been having one for years, and that's exactly why I'm here talking with you. You see, it's really good, and I think you should listen to it. If you like what we do here on YouTube, then you're gonna love what we do on the podcast. You'll get to hear intimate conversations and personal stories from some familiar faces and others you might not know about yet. Plus, you can listen to it while doing something else and you won't miss a thing. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, go visit thefutur.com/podcast or find it on your favorite podcast listening app. I hope to see you there.